Don't you cry no more.
They managed to strike a deal with the crew. They can have passage on the boat as long as they serve under the flag for a year.
Rule against motives, but no rule against names. Anyone can start fresh under the flag. Reasons for joining the crew.
Blood.
Vengeance and honour.
A field expedition.
Knowledge.
Grief.
Right, welcome aboard. Druit is dead. Druit, king of Pirate Nation. Son, Lieutenant's vengeance.
My father's the reason we're having to try and find a new pirate king.
But the king is dead. What ships do we have? The Risk Taker, Carrion Call, Foilhammer, Mirandell's Promise, The Innovation, Dawnseeker, Sea Harvester. We'll start the bounty. 1 million gold. Whoever can bring it here first will be the new king.
They decide the first thing they're going to do is go to the lair of the Morkoth.
We're being tailgated by a ship.
The Sea Harvester is following us.
Vast underground, what might be sea, like you can see, and sat in the middle of this cavern is a town. So, you are a prisoner of the Morkoth! Hubert Wellings is mad, and I have investigated several options for leaving. Entrance to the vaults, that seems to be the best.
Ezekiel's laying like face off. He's covered in tattoos. If the room master of the ship dies, the next highest becomes the room master.
They're eating them! Don't you cry no more.
Hello.
Hello.
We're here to do a recap.
Yes.
A recap of our sessions.
Yeah, so episode 1 to 10, which should be out right now. Just so that you guys are going in knowing what the hell has happened.
Yeah, especially if you're tuning into Twitch now. But also on YouTube, in case you don't want to watch the first 10 episodes and just want to
Which we completely understand.
kick it from here.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, the first 10 episodes won't be on Twitch.
Plus our quality keeps improving, so if you go backwards in time, you can kind of see it degenerate.
Yeah, it's not great.
Okay, so that aside, shall we dig into the recap?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so the campaign begins in the town of Stedmouth. Various mishaps and adventures lead to a situation where several members of a ragtag company join a crew. They're given passage on the boat. Ship. They're given passage on a ship. Boat. There's a technical difference?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, good to know. He knows, I don't. I'm running the thing.
I'm a method.
So they're given a year's service, and as long as they complete that year's service, they're allowed passage on the boat. Most of these characters need to get on a boat for some reason or another.
Which is outlined, I think, through the Rune Master of the ship.
Yeah, so a Rune Master of a ship is someone on a ship who basically he has tattoos on him that allow him to find members of the ship if they go missing or run away. But to do so, you have to sign a document on the ship in a certain magic book, and that allows you to be a member of the crew, but you have to give your reasons, so they do so.
The ship that we're on, by the way, is called the Risk Taker, which isn't too important for plot, but it's the name of the ship, so we should
Just in
probably...
case it comes up,
yeah.
Now, the ship, the Risk Taker, first takes a straight north to a place called Stonehome, which is kind of like a mail drop for pirates.
Yeah.
The Risk Taker is part of a nation called the Pirate Nation.
Kind of in the same ilk, almost, of the Court of Eight in Pirates of the Caribbean, kind of those people.
Yeah, it's led by a religious head.
Yeah, they're all individual ships and they all do their own thing, but when need be, they come together.
So they're, like I say, they're a loose collective of captains and crews that stick together around an area that's defended, because that way their way of life isn't destroyed. They have a leader who's a religious head, and they have a series of captains that share control.
I think like Nassau of the old pirate nations.
Yes, okay, that's a good. But they do have a king, and when they get to Stonehome, they find that it's been raided by an organisation of nefarious types called the Coin. And the reason they've been brave enough to do this is that the king, Druit, is dead. The adventurers learn this through a ghost. 5 minute movements. So the ship very quickly turns and goes straight to conference, the central pirate isle. Upon reporting to the leader of the pirate nation, that's mad Captain Jaspers.
Jaspers, that's it.
Who is a huge storm giant and very eccentric.
Yeah. Bloody cool.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think he's one of my favourite NPCs so far that's still alive.
We killed a few off. So the crew and the PCs sort of swarm around conference for a while. Edward, one of the members of the crew, because of his connection, shall we say, to the Pirate Nations.
Well, to be fair, it has come out in plot so far.
Okay, so the fact that his father was a notorious pirate captain at one point who appears to have changed sides. And he's now like a privateer.
Yeah, like a pirate hunter. So it appears through what we've been told by said ghost that his father's ship is the one that took out the Pirate King. So yeah, there's a conflict there.
Needless to say, things have gone very quickly south. And the Storm Giant rules that there should be a new king, and that the first person who can bring 1 million gold coins back to conference, or the worth of 1 million gold coins back to conference, will be the new king. Thus, the ship sets out. It's not alone. There are 6 other ships that they have either met or heard of that we know were in conference at the time, and upon them hearing the news, they also try to sort of spread their sails as quickly as possible and go on the hunt for gold. Those ships are as follows. The Carrying's Call, it's a kind of ship that worships the sea, headed by a priest of the Thona, the goddess of the sea. The Foe Hammer, which is kind of like a Viking ship. The orcs and giants are not as well as humans. They're tenacious and prepared to fight. Mirandel's Promise, which is a very dashing ship full of elves who briefly saved the crew from a fight while they were in conference.
Well, is that 2 of the members, like Dashing Jack?
Dashing Captain Jack and Winterheart, yeah. There's the Innovation, which is a gnomish flying ship, which appears to have taken off very quickly after hearing the news.
Why take one fandom when you could have them all?
Damn straight. There's the Dawn Seeker. That's a scientific ship that may have travelled more than anywhere else. We only really discover that when one of the crew members on our ship, Astariel, the PC, played by Becky, goes to that ship to talk to one of the mages on the ship about possibly finding something out about her backstory that hasn't come up yet, so I'm not going to mention it. And finally, the Sea Harvester, crewed by trolls and orcs and all manner of unsavoury creatures. It's a ship full of butchers.
Those poor dolphins.
Yeah, they slaughter the wildlife and eat it, and they slaughter people and eat them.
I was going to say, it's not just the wildlife.
Yeah, they're pretty much whoever they can find. They're the butchers of the sea. Now this is important because when the crew head towards their first location, we put all the maps out, and we let the players choose. Captain decided.
I think through various skill checks, we all had our own things that we came up with.
Yeah, to raise 1 million gold coins.
Yeah, I think some of the ideas that we had were raiding a ship that sends money and goods from a bank, from a famous bank, to other places. There's artifacts that are around.
There's a jungle temple.
Yeah.
Desert bank.
This is like a lucha mage belt.
Yeah, there's a wrestling
tournament.
Well. Yeah. Lucha mages are a whole other thing.
We should probably, to be fair,
they're wrestlers who are mages.
Yeah, once you've read up on the RPG thing more, we could probably do a whole episode on what the hell lucha mages are.
There could be whole other episodes on like what the hell is this. After that, the crew basically, after deciding where they're going to go, decide the first place they're going to go is they're going to hunt for an area called the Lair of the Morkoth, which is located in a ruined continent. The Morkoth is northwest. Yeah. What that is it's a lair of a sea monster called the Morkoth, which is a legend.
Yeah. To be fair, I still don't know what this thing is, and we're in it.
That's cool. So it's some kind of weird sea beast that actually exists, although they weren't sure it was anything but a rumour. And the risk taker heads straight into into the ruined citadel of Parcathian. However, it's pursued by the Sea Harvester.
Yeah, I think they were on our tail from kind of get-go.
Yeah, and after a running sort of cat and mouse game through the ruins, the crew decide that they're going to send a small boat out while the main ship holds off the Sea Harvester. As a result, the PCs, unsurprisingly, decide...
We're the ground crew.
Yeah, that's their job.
Yeah.
Go aboard on a boat and travel through the ruined city, sunken city of Parcathian. If you imagine Greece meets Venice, ancient Greece meets Venice.
Soggy Greece.
Yeah. As a result, the group kind of meet various people along the way, including Stentho, who is a Gorgon who helps them with a few trials that they have to do, and then dies. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's what Ben does to NPCs that we like. He kills them as soon as we get attached.
That just happens the way this campaign has happened.
Yeah,
we have lost a few, haven't we?
We have. I mean, to be fair, Stentho was probably the more emotionally scarring, but peaceful death. Almost.
Yeah, they removed her Gorgon curse, but she was thousands of years old, and she aged up and died.
Yeah. There is a scene where Edward is basically carrying a slowly decaying corpse out of the town to bury her, because he really liked her.
So once they got through the city of Parcathian and through the trials, they were sucked down into a whirlpool. And
as you do.
As you do. And after going sideways, left, forwards and backwards.
If things go sideways.
Nintendo cheat code.
Things go sideways. Hi, Tom.
And then they ended up in a cavern, and in that huge cavern was a city with a number of separate races, and a town that looked like it was made by a collector, like they got an entire street of pubs, and an entire street of...
Someone that was collecting all of the Lego sets.
Basically, yeah. And quite a lot of the locals of the city were insane and worshipped them all off. Kind of
caterpillars and
weird pyramid scheme. Yeah, it was a multiversal collection, so you had caterpillars from the Wizard of Oz. Not Wizard of Oz, Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass.
I didn't put the Wizard of Oz in yet.
Yet. If one of our characters doesn't find some silver slippers, I'm going to be pissed.
Okay, cool, I'll bear that in mind. So yes, there were a few weird moments with caterpillars, squid worshipping cultists, and various other bits and pieces.
World War I or World War II fighter pilot?
Yeah, so they're then trailed by basically a half Neanderthal woman, who they decide to kind of not kill but question, and it turns out she's working for a World War II fighter pilot from our world.
It gets very meta very quickly.
You have no idea how meta I can get.
To be fair, the characters I think deal with it quite well.
Yeah, the players did too.
Yeah, every time that this guy mentions anything to do with our world that we'd understand, all the players just kind of, what is he talking about?
Anyway, they decide to escape together.
Yeah. Teamwork with an NPC. Who knew?
It's possible, although he may be planning to instead find a dragon and take it back to World War II and win the war quickly.
Didn't we give him that idea?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
After a while, the team realised they can just throw most of them in a magic chest that they have, and then get through most of the guard posts down into the lower vaults where there may be an escape from the island, and also riches, which is the point of coming here in the first place. They make their way through part of the food chambers and down into the lower gardens where they know someone with a key to one of the doors to further down. They come into the garden and have a massive scrap, where Edward nearly gets choked out by a trellis.
Yeah.
A bullet nearly does for one of the other characters.
Yeah, I think Helix is like this close to a bullet without it noticing him,
and then
our wizard collapses as well.
Yeah, and then the wizard collapses and starts gaining tattoos, and they realise that perhaps their original Room Master is dead, and the crew are being slaughtered, and that they are on borrowed time.
I think, and that's
roundabout.
Yeah, when we finish,
you'll be picking up from Ezekiel's viewpoint if you're coming in for this as the first episode next. So should be fun.
It gets somehow weirder.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like museums and
Yeah. Just you wait. There's a
yeah.
guided tour. Okay. A few subplots that we missed. Character on character. Edward, who is the scion of a pirate.
the only pirate in the party.
Even though, anyway, we'll get to that later. He has also picked up maybe an imaginary friend or maybe an invisible friend while in the original village of Stedmouth that they were in.
Yeah, some creatures got loose and one of them kind of hitched a ride with Edward. Basically.
Edward's only briefly seen the creature. It's mostly invisible and he talks to him in a voice like this. Its name is Jiminy. That's the name they've given it. And it's usefully helpful most of the time.
Yeah, you'll see.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Still have no idea what he is, but that's fine.
Ezekiel, who is he's the wizard of the group. He's a ex-university student who is fascinated by moths.
The natural world in general.
Yeah,
moths.
Moths is his big deal. He's managed to purchase an egg while they're on the pirate islands, and he doesn't know what the egg is, but it's large. And since they've come to Parcathium, it's started getting warm and moving around.
He is like a proud mama bear.
Yeah.
Very excited for.
Asteriel, who's our elven sorceress.
Yes.
She's got a past she's not telling anyone about, but she's kind of convinced that she's looking for someone or something, and she keeps investigating into it.
Yeah, we can't really say much more on that. Like I say, it's not come up in our plot yet.
In a couple
so
of
it'd be wrong
episodes,
to tell you guys.
It's going to be relevant.
Yeah.
Norval, he's an orc.
He's pretty straightfortard, but I think
Yeah,
somebody's happy
he's
with
got
that.
himself a mission that he tells everybody at any opportunity.
Yeah.
What
was it again?
He's looking for a shaman because his tribe was slaughtered.
That was it.
so,
Yeah.
how those two things connect, it's not been 100% clear, but there you go.
He's happy.
Yeah.
Semet, our timekeeper.
Very quiet cleric.
Yeah.
Should we call him?
Yeah, it's pretty standard. He's our his main plot at the moment is he has this hourglass that has some sort of link to life and death. Again, if I say what I think, it doesn't give away plot from the DM.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it has some sort of link to life and death that I don't think Semet's figured out yet. But his main mission at the moment is to try and figure that out.
So far, it's not gone well. The crew asked him whether he'd like to share. He said no.
Which is the most he's said so far.
It was a brief moment where he talked to a lot of corpses.
Yeah, there was that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's is he cleric of the grave?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So something to do with that. Helix.
Helix is our erstwhile
he's our
inventor.
Wheaton of the of
the
group.
Sam
is our
over
Wheaton.
10. He's done it twice in the entire campaign, and we've been playing for quite a while now.
I think he actually crit in one session for something useless.
Yeah, he did.
Which is good.
He's trialing the Unearthed Arcana Artificer, and he's building stuff all over the place. Some of it even works. Not the Thunder Cannon; it misses on a regular occasion.
Yeah, but yeah, he plays it very well. There's some very weird and wonderful things that happen, even if the dice rolls help. To be fair, they fit his character perfectly.
He's accidentally become the ship's sort of second cook after learning that A, he has cooking skills, and B, he invented them a hot plate. So the ship
gets
loves
in
him.
the way, everywhere else. To be honest,
the ship loves him, but he also has a typewriter that works like a CB radio, and that he can contact people who have the same typewriter frequency. He's been contacted recently by a superior officer of an organisation that he's part of, demanding that he complete his mission quickly.
Which is edgy.
Just as no one knows what the mission is apart from me and him.
I didn't even think he knew, to be honest.
I don't know whether he remembers. That's it. That's everyone.
That's us in a nutshell. Like I say, if you do want to go watch through episode 1 to 10, they are on our YouTube channel. So if you are watching on Twitch, we probably will get told off for saying the Y word. but it is on our
and
other
vice
channel.
versa. So
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
but yeah, it is on our other channel if you want to catch up. But we're very aware that our quality has increased a lot, so we wanted to start off on a good foot.
Yeah, please don't judge us on the earliest videos because, yeah.
No, it was literally, we've been flying by the seat of our pants, and we're at a pretty happy place now.
We are just having a go. That's literally
Yeah.
why we picked that name. Because
Yeah. Everything
we are
we're learning
packing
as
it.
we go along, which is why no two videos seem the same at the minute, but hopefully we'll reach a point where we're happy and it'll stay like that. And that we're hoping that being on a new platform is the start of that point. So there should be more consistent stuff from now on. And then some really not inconsistent stuff that we've got in the pipelines as well.
I have no idea what you're on about.
I don't know what you're talking about at all, brother.
It might involve a headlocker too.
But yeah, more of that to come. So yeah, lots of more exciting stuff to come, guys.
Cool. Alright.
Yeah.